Okay, if you've noticed, I've launched Reaper. In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about adding an audio track and recording an audio track. So first thing we want to do to add an audio track is go up to Track pull-down menu. We're going to go Insert New Track. And if you'll notice, you have a track icons that'll appear on the left-hand side, both upper and lower. Within this, you have several parameters that you can check out. And again, if you hover your mouse over any of the icons, it will tell you what it is. So right here is your volume. You can adjust the volume of this particular track using the fader by just clicking and dragging it left and right. You have a mute button right here. When that's enabled, basically what that does is silence the track that you use the mute button. All the other tracks will play except for that one. If you have several tracks excuse me, listed, hit the solo button, and that will solo just this track. All the other ones will stop playing and be muted. So if you just want to hear a single track, use the solo button. You have effects. I'll be talking more about that later. You have your pan, center, right, left. If you click on this and move it, it will pan, and that's your stereo field, where you're placing this in the stereo field, center, left or right. Now, to record enable a track, you want to be able to, first thing you want to do is check the input selection. This is important because this is going to decide whether this track is a MIDI track or an audio track, and I'll talk more about MIDI tracks later. Right now we're going to want an audio track. So we're going to click on the input, and you're going to get a pull down menu. And in this case, I'm going to go input mono, input 1. Okay, that's basically the default for that, but you can see it's showing up here, input 1. Now if I record enable this track, which means I'm telling the track I want to record on it, I can now hear my voice and see my voice going in the meter, both up and in the meter down. So you can actually see my voice when I stop talking. So I could, in essence, record my voice this way. The other thing you want to be careful of is these, you don't want to go up into the red. I'm not going to scream, but if you go up in the red, basically you're recording distortion. And that's a bad thing. So keep an eye on these meters when you're recording. So I'll unclick the record enable. Now the other thing you can do with this is you can actually drag any kind of MP3 or WAV file or AIF file right into it. So I have one right here. I have a WAV file. I'm just going to drag it right into Reaper. And there it'll show. And I can actually play this file. So that's another nice feature of Reaper. The other thing you want to remember is Control Z or Command Z. Command Z on Mac, Control Z on PC will undo what you last did. And that's an important command because you can actually undo multiple times in Reaper. So if you get buried too far into stuff, you can just keep Command Z or Control Zing it. So that's, in essence, how to add an audio track. So I want you to practice adding an audio track, and I'm going to be talking about recording and adding effects in the next lecture.